Ethan's lungs burned as he sprinted through the dense forest, dodging low-hanging branches and leaping over fallen logs. The sound of heavy paws pounding the earth behind him sent a jolt of terror through his veins. The bear was close, too close. It had all started as a simple camping trip. He had set out alone, seeking solitude in the wild, armed only with a backpack, a hunting knife, and a small canister of bear spray he now regretted leaving by the fire. He hadn't meant to stumble upon the grizzly, but one wrong turn, one rustling bush, and suddenly he was running for his life. The towering pines blurred as he sprinted downhill, his boots skidding on loose dirt. His heart hammered as the bear let out a deep, guttural roar. It was gaining on him. He could almost feel its hot breath on his back. Ethan veered left, hoping to lose the beast in the thick undergrowth. But the forest was working against him. Vines snatched at his ankles, and thorny branches clawed his arms. A fallen tree loomed ahead, its massive trunk blocking his path. With no time to think, he planted his foot and vaulted over it. He landed hard, rolling onto his side, and scrambled to his feet. The bear crashed through the underbrush behind him, too large to leap over the tree. It reared up, towering over the obstacle, its eyes locked onto Ethan with pure, primal fury. Ethan bolted again, his mind racing. He needed a plan. Running wouldn't save him forever. Then, through the trees, he spotted Salvaciona's steep ravine. If he could reach it, maybe he could outmaneuver the bear. Summoning every ounce of strength left in his legs, he sprinted toward the edge. The ground dropped off suddenly, revealing a rocky slope leading down to a rushing river. It was his only chance. Without hesitation, he leaped. The world spun as he tumbled down, dirt and rocks scraping his skin. He hit the water with a freezing splash, the current immediately pulling him downstream. Gasping, he surfaced, just in time to see the bear standing at the edge of the ravine, watching him with narrowed eyes. For a long moment, they stared at each other. Then, with a huff, the bear turned and disappeared into the trees. Ethan let out a shaky breath, letting the river carry him to safety. But the danger wasn't over. The river was stronger than he expected. The icy current yanked him downstream, spinning him like a rag doll. He reached out desperately, fingers scraping over mossy rocks. His chest burned as he struggled to keep his head above water. Then bam! He slammed into a half-submerged log, knocking the wind from his lungs. Gasping, he clawed at it, wrapping his arms around the rough bark. The river pushed and pulled, trying to rip him away, but he held on, chest heaving. He had survived the bear. But now, the wilderness itself was trying to kill him. Using the last of his strength, he hauled himself onto the log, shivering violently. He needed to get out of the water before hypothermia set in. He scanned the shore-dense trees, no sign of a trail. But then, in the distance, he spotted something. Smoke. A fire. Someone was out here. Ethan grit his teeth and let go of the log, swimming toward the shore. His body ached as he crawled onto the muddy bank, coughing up river water. His clothes clung to him, soaked and freezing, but he forced himself to his feet. The sun was setting, casting long shadows through the trees. He had to move. The wilderness was dangerous at night, and he was already lucky to be alive. Pushing forward, he followed the smoke. Every step was agony, but he didn't stop. Finally, he saw Ita's small cabin tucked between the trees, warm light flickering from the windows. Relief crashed over him as he stumbled toward the door. He raised a trembling fist and knocked. The door creaked open, and an old man stood there, lantern in hand. His sharp eyes took in Ethan's soaked clothes, the scratches on his face, the sheer exhaustion in his stance. "Looks like you've had a rough night," the man said. Ethan let out a breathless, shaky laugh. "You have no idea." The old man stepped aside, motioning him in. "Come on, son. Let's get you warmed up." Ethan didn't hesitate. He stepped inside, the warmth of the fire wrapping around him like a blanket. He had survived. This time,